So for my blockbuster best movie of 2014, I gotta go Captain America 2: The Winter Soldier. Because you gots to. It had some of the best action I've seen in years. It was one of those comic book movies that was also really grounded. In spite of the fact that there were 3 giant helicarriers that were gonna blow up people via satellite, it still felt very real, and it showed like how actually strong Captain America is too. That was one of my favorite things about it, because the first Avenger was like, he was sort of a cartoon, so he was like jumping around, blowing shit up on tanks and everything. But in this one, dude's running through walls, kicking people off of boats. But the action, again, was so cool. All the stuff like down on the street with the Winter Soldier kicking ass. It was really, really fun as just an action movie beyond anything else. But it also had some interesting things to say thematically, things that are sort of relevant to our culture. Like, it was a comic book movie that also looked at the current state of politics. There's a lot of things going on, like, you know, privacy issues and government oversight issues and things like drone attacks. All of that stuff is relevant to the story of the Winter Soldier. It also set up a bunch of cool stuff that they're going to do in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It set up Captain America, the franchise, as the franchise that they're going to use to do like big shifts in the MCU. It gave us the Russo brothers, which was awesome for a couple of guys who'd really only done half-hour comedies prior to this. It really continued to establish Marvel's sort of you know, standard operating procedure of finding interesting stories and giving them to interesting storytellers. And it more than any other movie that Marvel's done has really exemplified that. And beyond everything else, it was one of the few movies last year that I saw with a lot of excitement going into it, and it actually lived up. I feel like 2014 was kind of the year of the movie that was just kind of all right. You know, movie like Godzilla comes to mind. It was fine, but I was real excited moving into it. And it just didn't live up. Captain America, on the other hand, I was really excited going into it, and it actually exceeded my expectations. So that's why it's my pick for the best blockbuster of 2014. Now, my pick for the best independent movie of 2014, and I've talked a little bit about this before on this channel, is The Babadook. It's not just a movie about a haunted pop-up book. Totally not. It's a really fascinating look at like a family's dynamic. It's a psychological thriller in the best possible way. So if you haven't seen it, it's about a woman named Amelia whose husband dies in a car accident as they're on the way to the hospital while she's in labor. So literally going to have their child, they get into a car accident and the husband dies, and then she has the child, which is terrifying. So it becomes this horror movie where the horror of the movie is just this family's baggage. So you've got the mother, Amelia, who kind of wants to kill her son, Robbie, who, to be fair, Robbie is a little shit. But to also be fair to Robbie, he's a little shit because his mom's going crazy and his dad's dead, and he's just like totally alone. Now, as a parent, even though I have very limited experience as a parent, this movie scared the shit out of me. It's the scariest movie I've seen in a while. It's just such a clever way that Jennifer Kent, the writer and director of the movie, created a monster, and then how she resolves the monster by the end of the movie, which I'm not going to tell you because you need to go see it. But for a horror movie that has some fantastical elements to it, where you don't really know what's real and what's imagined and how crazy which character is going at any which given time, it's actually one of the most honest and truthful movies that I saw in 2014. So it's a great horror movie, it's a great movie about up family dynamics, and it's my favorite independent movie of 2014. So let me know what you thought of Cap 2 and of The Babadook if you've seen it. If you haven't seen either one, go check them out. Let us know what you think about it in the comments down below. Click like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more best of 2014 stuff. We'll see you next year.